On this channel, most of the time when talking about something in the WWE being awesome or being special, it's always from a certain period, the 2000s and sometimes the early 2010s, which directly relates to the time I was a kid. So of course I was going to find the WWE awesome even if I grew up in a time where Vladimir Kozlov was a thing. But there is one year that truly stands out that wasn't from that time period, a year that actually took place when I was 18 years old, but still it will always hold a special place in my heart. It was the year I was going to my first year of university, the year that Drake dropped views, the Warriors blew a 3-1 lead, and it was the year that the WWE was honestly just special. 2016 in the WWE was a special time. This was the year where so many new superstars broke through, so many classic matches and moments, and it was a year that had no reason to be as elite as it was. What made 2016 so fun in the WWE was how diverse it was. There was something for everyone. No matter what you liked in the WWE, you got it. If you want Roman Reigns going God mode and beating everyone, sure, why not? You like women's wrestling? You definitely got what you needed. They even brought back cruiserweights. There was truly something for everyone. I was invested, I was excited, I was a true fan of the product once again. And the weirdest part is, WrestleMania sucked that year, but even then, when I think of 2016, I can't help but smile. Shout out to Nas, but life was just good and wrestling played a huge factor in that. The year started and everybody and their mom was injured. John Cena, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, but even then, the Royal Rumble pay-per-view perfectly set the tone for the rest of the year. This was the year that the Royal Rumble was Super Roman Reigns versus the world, and everybody knew what was going to happen, but it didn't matter. It was still such an awesome night. Triple H coming in at the end, going over. And how could we forget the debut of AJ Styles? AJ Styles carried 2016 like his life depended on it, and it all started here. I'll never forget watching Raw in February of 2016, and I thought it was going to be just another episode, and after 7 long years we finally heard Shane McMahon's theme play, and Shane was back. The crowd was going insane, I was going insane, jumping in my living room. We always hoped that Shane would be back, and 2016 was the year that he finally came back. And then a few weeks later he tried to kill himself on pay-per-view for the industry. Shane McMahon and trying to kill himself, name a more iconic duo. In 2016, I actually went to WWE ROADBLOCK in March of that year, my first show in almost 10 years. The night where Dean Ambrose took on Triple H for the title, and I swear to God, everyone in there for brief moments actually thought that Dean was going to pull it off. And one of my favorite moments of the year was of course at WrestleMania 32. My 2 absolute favorites of all time in the ring together, kicking ass, being happy, and it was literally like the perfect conclusion to my childhood. Just so many memories and matches in 2016. Remember Money in the Bank? It was Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the WWE title. Roman walked in champion, he had a banger with Seth. Seth won the championship just for Dean fucking Ambrose to come out and cash in the Money in the Bank. On one night, all 3 members of the Shield held the WWE title, which led to a match that everyone had been dreaming of since 2012, the Shield Triple Threat. What a time it was to be alive. I'm not gonna lie, 2016, the first half wasn't all perfect. It was definitely up and down, but it still had so many fun moments. Zack Ryder finally accomplished something with his life. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens feud. The women turned up at WrestleMania in that classic triple threat, but everything changed in July when the WWE hit us with that brand split. The second half of 2016 was just banger after banger. The John Cena and AJ Styles feud, the classic match at SummerSlam. Enzo and Cass were running shit. Remember when Heath Slater didn't get drafted and would pull up on both Raw and SmackDown begging for a job? Kevin Owens becoming the Universal Champion with Triple H's help. AJ Styles running SmackDown, the face that ran the place. Cena was still full-time. Dean Ambrose in his WWE prime. 2016 SmackDown was so good that people compared it to 2002 SmackDown. Every week was just the best 2 hours of wrestling you could possibly imagine. And never forget Talking Smack. I never ever in my life imagined I would ever watch a WWE post show. Hell, I have barely seen pre-shows in my life. In 2015, I probably would have rather got waterboarded than watch any sort of WWE post show. But once 2016 came around and Talking Smack became a thing, I loved it. Talking Smack was must-see television. Daniel Bryan and Mrs. promo where it looked like Bryan was going to cry. Every week you would get to see the fun side of wrestlers' personalities, stuff that WWE would never allow on TV promos. You saw wrestlers be themselves and you actually started liking wrestlers that otherwise you would have never ever considered being a fan of. I made a whole video on how special Survivor Series 2016 was. 2016 was the year that Goldberg came back and in 1 minute and 30 seconds beat Brock Lesnar and had the whole world just speechless. The women did their thing. Sasha beat Charlotte on Raw in the crowd. The first ever women's Hell in a Cell. I could legit go on for hours. Wait, hold up, I just forgot. Randy Orton was in the Wyatt family. The Miz and Dolph Ziggler feud. Finn Balor made his debut on the main roster and was a superstar. This was the year that the New Day truly became the New Day. See, that's the thing. I already know I'm missing so many moments in matches right now, but you can't even really blame me. 2016 was packed with so much content, so many moments, so many matches, it's impossible to recall everything. 2016 was the year where somehow, some way, the WWE felt fun again. I felt like a kid again. I was excited for pay-per-views. I was really excited for the weekly shows. Characters were hitting differently, so many cool personalities, so many fresh faces mixed with veterans. Every week something would happen on TV that made it worth it to watch the show. WWE in 2016 felt cohesive. It felt like everything was just on point. For once in a long time, it felt like they knew what they were doing. They were ushering in this new generation, and regardless of how it turned out, 2016, the WWE was just in its zone. And speaking of in its zone, it's hard to talk about how special 2016 was without mentioning NXT. It's finally time to talk about NXT for the first time on this channel. NXT in 2016 was beautiful. This was when NXT was evolving every year. New wrestlers were coming in and out, new feuds, and honestly, when I look back at it, 2016 is probably my favorite NXT year ever. This was the year that Asuka just took over. She started her iconic reign and she was running it. Her matches with Bayley and Mickie James. The tag team division was on crack. American Alpha, The Revival, Authors of Pain, TM61, DIY. We were blessed, and don't even get me started with the main event scene. Nakamura's debut at NXT Dallas was just simply iconic. I remember sitting there in front of the TV, I was just in awe. The anticipation of his entrance, finally seeing him in a WWE ring, the crowd going crazy. It was a moment that honestly, I'm never gonna forget watching wrestling. And I'm not even a Nakamura fan, to be honest. And that's the thing. 2016 just had it all. NXT was popping, the main roster was popping, the women's division mattered once again, SmackDown mattered once again, tag team wrestling was back. We had shocking moments, sad moments like Daniel Bryan retiring, we had happy moments, some of the best wrestling packed into 1 year. I never ever thought in 2016 I would be nostalgic about 2016 WWE, but now that it's been 5 years, I can't help it. I wish I knew how special it truly was, because I thought in 2016 that going forward that this was how the WWE was going to be. I thought that the WWE was back. I thought it was going to get better, but nah, 2016 was like the peak of the new era. 2016 was just a special vibe. And it's crazy how much has changed since then. And I can't lie, I truly miss it. Looking back at it, 2016 truly ignited my passion for WWE once again. If it wasn't for 2016 being as special as it was, I don't know what kind of wrestling fan I would have been today. Never forget the WWE in 2016. So many moments and matches, so many memories, just good times. Good times. What's your favorite memory of 2016? What do you miss the most? Let me know below. I'm so curious to hear because there was so much diversity that year. There was something for everyone. And what was that something for you? Comment down below. I just want to say thank you guys for watching. It truly means the world. It's your boy Pav, aka WrestlinGifs, the best wrestling YouTuber out. I'm out of here, but don't worry, I'll be back soon with the video ASAP. See you guys later. Peace.